Hey guys, thank you for joining us today. If you didn't tune in last week, my name is Talina Smith. Today we'll be doing our part 1 self-care video over anxiety and depression. Also, we have a special guest joining us today. He is an assistant professor of social work and director of BSW at Southwest Baptist University. So what is self-care? Self-care is taking action to preserve or improve one's own health, physically and mentally. So, why do I think it's important? It's important because you matter. And how can you help someone else when you're feeling drained and just overwhelmed? You matter, and doing self care and taking it seriously is very important. So, we will have Mr. Walker joining us today. Due to COVID-19, we had him record himself. He will be touching on how to deal with anxiety and depression during this time, why is self care important, and he'll be sharing us some self care tips. Here is Mr. Walker.
Hello, my name is Dwayne Walker. I'm the program director and I'm a social worker at Southwest Baptist University. I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about anxiety and stress, particularly in this pandemic. If you're experiencing anxiety and stress right now, you're not alone. Last week, statistics indicated that an additional 30% of individuals in the United States reported anxiety, stress, or depression. That's an increase in 30% of the folks who already reported feeling that way. Anxiety, depression, stress, those are all things that are a natural response to what's going on around us. Particularly if you already have high levels of anxiety or stress, this additional anxiety and stress make things seem that much worse. I'm going to give you a few tips on what you can do to hopefully relieve or manage some of that anxiety, stress, or depression. The first all is keep in touch with people. Keep contacting the individuals that you normally contact, either by phone or email, or even writing a letter. Maybe reach out to some folks that you haven't talked to in a long time and stay in touch with them. But that's one of the main things that we want to try to do during this time is to stay in touch with the people that we normally do or reach out to other folks. Another thing you can do is stay busy. Make a list of things to do every day. Getting plenty of sleep at night, going to bed at approximately the same time, and trying to wake up at the same time. And then having things that you can engage in or do will also help manage that anxiety and stress. Talking about the situation also helps with friends or family or other individuals that you might encounter, and communicating with them and discussing some of your feelings and what's going on. Now, if anxiety, stress, or depression become unmanageable, there's some other things that you could do. You could reach out to a healthcare provider, a doctor, even your general practitioner, and let them know some of the things that you're experiencing. There are some very good treatments for anxiety and depression that work really well, and many of those are medications. And sometimes you only have to be on a medication for a short time until a situation is over that is causing some of the increased anxiety and stress. The thing to remember is that you do not have to continue to have those feelings, particularly if they're very distressing for you. So we've covered a few things that you can do. We've talked a little bit about how this is really a response that a lot of people are feeling right now, so you're not alone. We've talked about keeping in touch with people and reaching out and continuing to communicate with people. I wish you well, stay safe and healthy during this time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Walker, for joining us today and answering those questions for us. Next, we will be doing our self-care part 2 video over physical health. Got to get those gains in. We will see you guys next week.